Yes. Oh, thank you.
I know. And then they listed like 6 people who had died at the hands of the police, before.
Right.
Gee whiz.
Yeah, so we're here 34 years later, and it's
Exactly.
same.
And the same thing's happening. Yeah.
yeah.
That's what was so amazing.
Gary, can you participate or do you just have to listen?
Oh, Gary's here.
That's you, Whit.
You talking to me? Oh, Gary.
Gary, can you
Gary.
hear us?
Can you hear us, Whit? I think that's a yes.
Yes,
I don't know.
Those rare times when Whitaker only listens.
Well, it could be.
I
Gary, go ahead.
I like this movie. That as perhaps some of you do. I have a list of movies that I work from to suggest for my pick, and this movie has been on my list for almost since the time I joined this group, which is going on a couple of years now. I think it's a extremely powerful movie. I think Spike Lee intentionally wants to make you feel as uncomfortable as he possibly can. And Donna, I thought exactly what you did, and it had been a while since I'd seen. I've seen it multiple times, but when I saw the chokehold at the end of the movie with Radio Raheem, of course, that's the first thing I thought of. How many years ago was that? And we're no better off than we were that many years ago, which is
Exactly.
tragic.
Yes.
Uh,
Unbelievably tragic.
the other thing I thought about was there was so much racism and prejudice between so many different groups, black versus white, the Puerto Ricans, the Koreans, old, young. I mean, there was all sorts of. It wasn't just the traditional racism, if you will. It took many different forms, and I just think it's a really exceptional movie. And just frankly, the beginning, I forgot about the beginning where Rosie Perez's dance. I was worn out watching her dance at the beginning of the movie there. That's a great opening. And the other thing is, from a musical standpoint, I like the old rap. I like Public Enemy and those
Yes.
some of those earlier rap. I thought the soundtrack was phenomenal in this movie. So it was a great pick, Jeff. I'm glad you selected that to watch.
Yeah, I am too. It was so good. It was just so good.
Did you see Rosie got a credit for choreography?
No.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, that's good.
I wondered when I watched it this time again on that opening sequence, how many times she had to do that routine, because it's at least 4 or 5. So
because of the different costume, Mike, the different costume. Yeah.
Right. And the other thing is, Pete, aren't you struck though about the way Spike Lee develops these characters so well? I mean, despite the tension that runs through this, I think you're drawn in to like a lot of these people for reasons why they're they have attributes and they have flaws, and both those make them very, very engaging.
Absolutely. I mean, Sal, he could have gone somewhere else for his pizzeria. I mean, he was there, what do you say, 25 years, something like that. Plus, looks like I think he kind of had the hots for Spike Lee's sister too, Jade. But his sons, there was no way his sons were going to take that business over. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, the one son being so obviously racist, and the other son being pretty progressive and open-minded.
Right.
I mean, everything about the movie was so good because you had this, you had this feeling that you can connect to the black people in the pizzeria. There wasn't, he's in a black neighborhood, and I know he's been there forever, and he's Italian, but there isn't one black person up there, and that's his, his audience, and his clients and customers are black. So you would think that he would put something black up there. I mean, it was just so well done because Sal was, he was prejudiced and not prejudiced. He was good and bad, and all of them were, not just him. All of them were, and that's what made it so good. I really enjoyed it more, I think, this time than I did the first time.
Yeah,
You know, the thing about those pictures on the wall, he probably put them up when he opened the joint 25 years
Sure.
earlier.
Sure.
He probably did little in
Yes.
the way of decor in
Yeah.
that place,
Well,
you know,
yeah,
after he opened it up.
and the thing is that Tino, when he's asked about who he admires in sports and music,
Yes.
he names Magic Johnson, he names Prince,
Yeah.
Yes.
all these black artists, sports
Yes.
figures.
Anybody notice that Jake LaMotta was on the wall?
Yes. Yes. I saw
Right
that.
before the fight scene. They show a shot of LaMotta and I don't know who.
Yeah.
But I just found that interesting.
Yeah, everything about it was, it was done so well. And Ruby G and the mayor, I mean, every character is like a character that you kind of know, at least it seems like you kind of know that character, whether they're black or white. I mean, it's just a character that is trying to keep peace, and there's a character that's trying to push violence or their point of view, whatever it was. It was just done so well that you got all these points of view all put together in one movie. And you question, at least I did, I questioned, what was right and what was wrong, and what was all the things that you question when you're in that kind of a situation. you know did Mookie stop people from going after Sal and his sons by throwing the garbage can through the window? Or was that just, it happened to be the time that he was going to do something? I mean, you don't know, but boy, it really is, it's one of those questions that you keep asking yourself. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it.
Hey, what does everybody think about uh, at the very end of the movie when Lee puts up a quote from Martin Luther King and then another one from
From
Malcolm X,
Malcolm X.
basically justifying their 2 points of view, two very divergent points of view about the black struggle in 1989. Is he pulling a punch there? I mean, what's the intention there?
That's a good question.
I didn't take it that way. I thought he was being respectful. I thought, but what are you saying? You thought he was pulling a punch? Or what'd you say?
Yeah, I think he was pulling a punch in the sense that Lee is, at one point, in fact, I forget which quote went up first. I think it was the ML King quote, but
Yeah.
basically says, "Hey, this is not the way to resolve our conflicts." And then up pops the Malcolm X quote where it says, "No, damn right. It's he doesn't use the phrase his phrase by
Self-defense.
any means necessary, but that's the thought." And I think doing that, Bill, is pulling a punch. Take a stand one way or the other.
Boy, that's interesting. I kind of look at it, Mike, by that maybe Martin Luther King, it was all about doing the peacefully, but part of that is because if you don't do it peacefully, you're going to get killed or you're going to be thrown in jail or whatever. Where Malcolm X was saying that we need to self-defense. self-defense is that he can justify self-defense. And I'm caught between two. I mean, I think people can justify self-defense, but when you're in that kind of a situation, if you're a Black person, it doesn't matter if you're defending yourself or not. If you are hurting a white person, you're going to be thrown in jail anyway. And that's what I just got it more like. I didn't think of it as pulling a punch. I just thought of it as these two characters that had different ideas of how to let people know what's going on. Let people know that that there are two points of view as to how Black people should react in situations.
I think it reflected the dichotomy in the movie between the mayor
Yes.
Yeah.
and
Yes.
Radio Raheem, and Mookie kind of broke the fourth wall by throwing the can through the window.
Bughead
Huh?
and Bughead.
But bugging out and
Bugging out.
Radio Raheem, they took the Farrakhan point of view,
Right.
and
Yes.
Ozzie
Yeah,
Davis,
they did.
the mayor, took Martin Luther King's point of view.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Well,
Malcolm
and
X.
And I think that's what they live with. I think that's what the community reflected, that's their expectations were on both ends.
I
Right.
think that the thoughts being exhibited by the mayor and Mother Sister and those folks came from the era and ideas and idealism of Martin Luther King. Malcolm X was a contemporary and saw that as unsuccessful and not a fruitful path that wasn't going to move things far enough. And when you look at the younger people, the younger characters in this, I think that most of those folks felt like they would probably come down on the side of Martin Luther on the side of Malcolm X.
Malcolm
Like
X.
that. I mean, although I mean, what was it? Raheem that had the two four finger
Yeah. Mhm.
rings, love and hate.
Yes.
So,
But the character that was touched, that
yeah,
was mentally,
Smiley or something like that. Smiley,
Yeah.
what do you think?
yeah, he's the one, because remember, he kept on pushing those pictures of Martin Luther and Malcolm X, and aren't they shaking hands or something?
Yeah, those two people met each other one time in New
Yeah.
York. Okay, and that's where that picture is from. These guys meeting up in Harlem on one of King's visits to the city. It was the only time the two men met.
Hmm.
And Smiley pinned it on the wall right at the end of the.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
Did you notice the crown on the picture? And I was
He's
thinking back to
drawn that in.
Basquiat.
Oh, Basquiat. That's
You know what?
interesting.
And I read a reference to that this past week that I didn't put together until I read it. That the crown over their heads was similar to what Basquiat did with some other Black historical figures.
There was another undertone of this movie. The tempers were already things were already getting dicey anyway, but the temperature, the heat, and the humidity, had it been cooler, it may not have escalated that point, but that contributed to to that scene as well.
Right.
Also, Mike, being you the baseball, did you Ozzie Davis's little soliloquy to Ruby D after he saves a little boy and he's talking about being a hero? Sounds like he played in the Negro Leagues. Did you hear some of what he was talking about there?
Yeah, I heard it. I didn't put it together with Negro Leagues as I did just playing baseball. And then there's another reference, baseball reference into it where where it's Mookie is talking about things just being in the middle innings, and then of course he's wearing a throwback Jackie Robinson
Yeah.
jersey from when he played with Brooklyn. So.
Right.
Right. Yeah, it was good.
I'm not seeing anything about Ozzie Davis playing baseball. Looking,
No, I think he was referring his character.
It
His
would have been a
Character,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, DeMayer. We don't know his background.
I
Yeah.
see.
Terry,
no,
what do you
he-
got?
Hey,
We know
so,
he likes Miller Lite.
so
or
what
he likes-
happened?
Hmm.
What?
Nah, nothing.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
go
hear you.
ahead.
Everybody can hear you. Go ahead.
What? Well, what would have been wrong with putting a couple of pictures of black people on the wall, you know?
No,
It was Sal's joint.
That's what I was thinking. He could have turned it into a whole
Yeah.
big promotion, had people vote on who they wanted and, made a bunch of money, probably making a big promotion out of it. But,
But it wouldn't have had the same.
So what?
well, yeah, I would have
Schism.
ranked the movies. but,
Happened after they dragged the, assume dead guy off in the police car? What happened after that? Because I couldn't watch it anymore.
you mean
Um,
after he died?
they didn't say what happened to him.
We don't know how that was dealt with.
Oh, he's gone.
We can
Right.
guess.
Other
But-
than we felt like the cops covered it up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, and again, there was that that issue of, well, this is, my place was burnt down, which is bad, but not compared to a human life. But they didn't kind of make that, it was like my place was burnt down and that's the worst thing that could ever happen. And they didn't even think about the guy that died, Raheem that died. It's like, the connections weren't correct, when I don't know, I saw this sympathy going towards Sal, and it's like, well, wait, yeah, yes, it's his business, and yes, it was burnt down, but a man died. So do you compare? You got to look at those two things, and which is the worst thing?
That's
Except
sort of-
Ozzie Davis made the point. Sal didn't kill them. The police killed him. Sal didn't kill him.
Right. Right.
So Sal for Sal's place to get screwed up, that was kind of collateral damage. But he
Yeah.
did not have a hand in that man losing his life. It was the
Well, Terry, to
NYPD.
answer your question, what happened after that was Sal and Mookie had a confrontation, and Mookie wanted his pay.
Right.
The whole deal was done. He wanted his pay, and Sal came out of pocket with $500 instead of the $250 that Mookie was owed. And you guys can pitch in, because I don't know that I really understood what was being said.
Well,
But
I think the additional 250, and this is just me, the additional 250 was Sal's severance pay to Mookie, and was also a gesture of friendship and an effort at reconciliation, at least with him on a personal term. Whether or not, because the pizza restaurant wasn't coming back.
right.
Not there. I think it was just those two guys sort of making a limited
Truce?
a limited truce. And Donna, back to what you were saying about the property damage versus a human life. That same sort of false equivalency is exhibited today in every one of these police brutality cases
Exactly.
involving blacks. I mean, it happened in Ferguson. It happened obviously in George Floyd. There's too many.
Oh, there's so many. Yeah. There's so many. It's true.
Here in Seattle, a guy drove into a crowd and killed a guy, and he got let off because he felt threatened by the crowd, is what the judge
Oh.
decided.
and he's in a car
Right.
and he feels threatened.
And he only
Yeah.
got, he got it was reduced from manslaughter to reckless driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
it
do?
happens everywhere. And then Terry, just FYI, this Mookie Sal thing was like the next morning, you know.
Yeah.
Mookie goes down there and says, I'm gonna get my money because I don't know what the hell's gonna happen next, you know. So it wasn't
Right.
like that happened the night before. It was kind of like everything's in smolders. And
Yeah.
Sal's just
Right.
looking at it at his place, you know, and where the hell do I start over again, you know?
Did Mookie go back to Rosie's place before that, for that night?
Right. And she kicked him out if he didn't come back. He kept telling Sal, I gotta get back. I gotta get back to my son.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting side story too. He and Rosie, you know, he would try to get away every once in a while he was working and delivering pizzas to drop by and see her. And she said, well, that's not going to be enough.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he was a horseshit father.
Yeah.
Right.
But he didn't think so.
No.
No.
Well,
But
Jeff,
he was,
I'd never
again,
seen
he
this
was only
before,
making
and I'm
250
glad
a
I
week.
got to watch it.
Yeah, I never seen it before. I never.
Oh.
Me either.
Oh
What
my.
what made
I
you
don't know
pick
why,
it,
but
Jeff?
I thought this was one that we had picked before.
Really?
I don't remember that.
Not since I joined the group. We have.
Yeah, maybe as a side one, not as a main one.
Oh, I see. Maybe. There's been
What
some
made
that-
you pick it, Jeff?
You know, I was looking through movies trying to come up with a pick and just happened to come across it. And like I said, I'd never seen it before. So I just said, yeah, that'll be a good one. So,
got a
Well,
high
it really
It
was.
definitely was. Yeah.
Yeah.
IMDb rating.
Jeff, what did you like most about it? I mean, was there a particular scene, or was there a storyline? And what you know? I mean, it's a damn good movie. No question about it.
I just liked all the interesting characters. You know, there were so many different people, and they're all unique and interesting. And like the three guys who were always sitting on the corner, yakking
yeah.
to each other, and you know, joking and putting each other down and stuff. They were pretty funny. I mean, they were all really just entertaining.
There was a
you know,
great
it's
line.
too bad
One of those
I mean,
guys when they were giving each other shit, and the
Mhm.
one guy was bitching about the Korean store, and you know, and one guy says, "You're 30 cents short of a quarter." I love that
Yeah.
line.
They
Yeah.
did have some good put downs.
Yeah. All the characters were good. There's no
Yeah,
getting around it.
I was looking forward to watching Giancarlo Esposito because I've seen him in so many things, you know, recently. And when I got done with the movie, I realized that which one was Giancarlo, you know, because what was the guy's name?
Bugging out.
Yeah,
Bugging Out.
Bugging Out. And
Yeah.
I'm going,
Yeah.
oh my God, that's Bugging Out. I mean, he looks so different now. But but his character was good, and he's a good actor too. They really had some talent in this movie.
Yeah, Pete. The other line about from those three guys uh, sitting out in the sun all day is when they start bitching about the Koreans coming into the neighborhood and instantly being
Right.
able to start up a grocery store, and you know why that hasn't happened with a black merchant or something like that. They end up busting one of the guys' chops, who was making the most, raising the most hell about it, and they said, "What are you talking about, man? You got off the boat from West India. He was an immigrant too."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You just got off the boat yourself.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when the crowd kind of turns on the Koreans, a bunch of them said, well, wait a minute, they're like black anyway, so just leave them alone.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
I
what
don't
they
know
had
if any
to
of you-
prove at the end. Yeah. We're
If any
just
of you are
like you.
fans of
We're
Wait,
just
Wait,
like
Don't
you.
Tell Me,
Yeah.
but I listened to that radio show every weekend, and Rosie Perez was their guest host. And Rosie got her first job by going to a Soul Train audition. Someone there
Oh,
saw
really?
her dance at the Soul Train thing, and they said, we would love to have you on our show. So she did the show, And then she said she got a call from this guy named Spike Lee, who she didn't even know. And he wanted her to audition for a movie that he was doing. And she said, okay. And he said, she said, am I going to dance? And he goes, well, yeah, we could do that too. You know, so she went out there and danced for him. He had her kind of go through the dance steps, and she worked up a little choreography and stuff. And then she thought, well, I didn't impress that guy at all. She went back home, and then a few weeks later got the call, and it was Do the Right Thing. And that was her first movie appearance, you know, ever. So her whole career got started by Soul Train.
Sure. Yeah.
And Jeff, did you say that was Martin Lawrence's first role, first
Yeah.
movie role?
God, was he young or what?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There's so
And he's
many.
still- and he's still short.
It was just really good. It was such a good pick, Jeff, because it was just so pertinent. It's just so pertinent to what's happening now, and it was just really good.
It was well written. It came in
Yeah.
exactly at 2 hours, which not a lot of movies are able to do that. They always
Right.
run into trouble. And I think Lee, for his first movie, did a great job. He got an Oscar nomination.
That wasn't his first
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, it wasn't? I'm sorry.
No,
I think it was his third movie. I mean, it's very early
Yeah.
on in his career.
Oh, okay.
there's a
Yeah.
She's Gotta Have It in 1986 and School Days in 1988.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
okay.
And then
Okay.
3 years later, 3 years later, he does Malcolm X. So he must
That
have
was
quite the fascination for Malcolm X, huh?
sure.
But
Oh, yeah.
don't you think his character in this movie was closer to being a Martin Luther King, though? I mean, he didn't particularly promote violence or anything like that.
I think
Oh,
Mookie was out for Mookie.
Threw a garbage can through the window.
Yeah, but
started
I
right.
think he did that to stop the crowd. Well, maybe to stop the crowd from killing Sal and the kids.
No, I think-
Because the crowd was ready to go after Sal and the 2 sons. I mean, it was getting to that point, and that's when Mookie comes in and changes the direction of the energy, and then now goes into the pizzeria where the looting starts. So I don't know, but it seems like that maybe he did that to stop the people from going after Sal and the boy and the sons. It seems to me anyway.
So I read on, I think it was Wikipedia, that Spike Lee that said that only white people ask if Mookie did the right thing by when I throw that garbage can. Black people don't answer that.
Interesting. Yeah.
Donna, I agree with your take on that. 100%. That he redirected the anger and thrust the crowd's attention at looting the pizzeria rather than going after Sal and his 2 sons, because
Yeah.
that's where I
I,
was
I
headed.
think he objectified the pizzeria and made it the center of the action or the hate or whatever, and not Sal and the boys.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's what made it so good. It's just like, God, Mookie was so, he was so good at talking to the son that was so prejudiced. I mean, he was so good at saying, you like this guy, you like that guy, why don't he was just trying to get him to see from another point of view. And of course that guy couldn't, but I just thought Mookie was a character that was like, well, he was just all encompassing, that took care of everybody, and it's just good. Bottom line, it was just really good.
So does Mookie then grow up to be the mayor?
Well, yeah, it's an interesting point, Mike, because he is the kind of guy that would try to keep things calm, I think. I mean, don't you?
Yeah, I mean,
I think so.
I could see that.
Yeah, yeah,
Drinking Miller Lite.
yeah. That's right. Or what?
Miller
Champagne?
High Life.
He wanted
Yeah,
highlights.
Miller
He wanted
High Life.
highlights.
That's right. That's
There's
right.
a big difference.
Champagne and bottled beers.
That's it.
Yeah,
man.
that wasn't that champagne or something like that. Wasn't
No.
that
No,
the
no,
name of?
no, that was its slogan. Miller High Life, the champagne and bottled
Chain
beer.
of bottled beers. I do remember that, but wasn't there a beer called champagne? I think there was, and I'm not. I
We
might be
didn't
wrong
drink
about
it.
I don't know, man. You got
I know
of
you
the
were
nine-
drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon, PB. Yeah,
Donna, of the
PBR.
900 different beers I've had, label wise, I don't recall that one. So
yeah. See,
I'm almost sure there's a champagne,
Was it?
but
I'm
anyway.
about to say between several of us on here, hundreds of different brands of beer have been consumed, and I don't think anybody's heard of champagne.
Really,
Oh, no.
gosh, I remember that, and
It's targeted towards
it was
women.
this idea about
Yeah,
champagne
hamburger.
and beer. But
We
anyway,
would know.
I hate it.
Huh?
Yeah, I always do. When I go there.
yeah.
Well, you don't eat it up there?
Uh-uh.
So I'm reading about the screenplays that year. Anybody want to take a guess which?
No one else
That's
eats
it was
either?
up for best
Hey.
screenplay. You know,
I
Spike
just
Lee
get mine
was.
to go when I order.
Does anybody want to take a guess at won the best screenplay?
Best screenplay. What year was it again?
1990.
1990.
90. Ordinary People?
No, it'd be
No.
probably pretty tough. It's Dead Poets Society.
Ah, Dead Poets. Okay.
Good movie.
Yeah, good movie.
Yeah.
White movie.
Crimes and Misdemeanors was in there. Sex, Lies, and Videotape.
Mm.
And When Harry Met Sally. But it was
Oh.
Dead Poets Society beat Spike Lee. And it was a good movie.
Donna, there was a champagne. It was a malt liquor.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
I
you.
just
I
found it on
rest my
Wikipedia.
case.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Thank
that's
you.
that heavy stuff. That hard
Yeah, well,
stuff.
hell, that's what, that be what I know about beer. Champagne. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to report that they expanded their portfolio by introducing pink champagne in 77 and golden champagne in the 80s. All three are in production still
Whoa.
today. So
Whoa.
go out to your liquor store right now. Pick up some champagne.
Hey, what was that malt liquor that was super
Colt
popular?
45?
Colt 45.
Yeah,
or
that's what I was going to
something
say.
like that.
Colt 45.
Yeah, Colt 45. I don't even drink beer. That's what's so funny. Why do I even know these? But I somehow do. I don't know.
Never?
Colt 45. Well, when I like a beer, I like when I'm outside and it's hot and there's nothing better than an ice cold beer.
Yeah, me
or at
too.
the ball game
Or inside and it's really cold. Or
no,
if it's kind of
no.
medium.
I'll take
Or somewhere
wine.
between hot and cold, or outside, inside, 1 foot out the
Or
door.
if it's Tuesday.
When there's
or-
3 inches of
Harvest
snow
is
and
a-
an inch of
No,
ice.
I'd rather have an old fashioned or a glass of wine. But
Well,
David
that,
end of the letter Y.
right.
that year,
Bar in them.
the best picture was not our film, but it was a socially conscious movie. Does anybody want to take a guess at what the best picture 1990 was?
What I would hope it would be, but I don't know, is Harry Met Sally.
No, it was Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh my, that's interesting.
It's just, I think it's just kind of interesting because, like, in all these reviews and everything, Siskel and Ebert, lots of other critics are saying that the film we watched was like the best film of the decade.
Yeah.
It didn't even
Yeah.
get nominated that year.
And Driving Miss Daisy was kind of, that was kind of racist in a weird way, how she was and he was, and I,
Well,
I'm
it was
surprised
exposing
about
that, yeah.
Yeah, but yes, it was exposing it, but it still came across as racist, you know?
Is that
Sure.
Morgan Freeman?
Supposed to.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman and
Shirley MacLaine.
no,
No?
No, I
No.
think it was Shirley MacLaine, wasn't it?
no, it wasn't Shirley. It was
Bill,
the
don't
one
you-
that was married to you.
I'll look it up.
Oh, Jessica
Yeah,
Tandy?
you know who it is. I
Was
can
it-
see her.
That sounds right. Jessica Tandy.
Yeah. I think
Yes,
so.
Jessica Tandy. That's who it was.
She's married
Yeah.
to the guy that was in Cocoon. That's all I remember. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I loved Cocoon too, but yeah. Yeah, a Hugh something. Hugh
Cronin.
Hugh Cronin, yeah.
Hugh Cronin. Thank you. Yeah.
And I didn't look it up.
God, I need
I just-
Prevagen. Jesus.
Proud of you, Bill.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah.
Just luck.
Yeah.
Good pick, Jeff.
Excellent
Yeah,
pick.
very
Yeah,
good.
very good pick, Jeff. Really was.
A lot of fun.
Gentlemen, I don't know when who's the next person up? Is it you, Bill?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to be gone on March 5th, which is a Monday, I believe. And I'm wondering if maybe we should switch because I think my time up is going to be exactly when I'm gone. I'll be gone for a week.
March
Uh,
6th is the Monday.
Yeah. And I'm leaving on the 5th.
Oh, you're leaving.
And
on
I'm on a
okay.
cruise, so I'm not gonna, well, I suppose I could jump in. I don't know, maybe.
You can switch. As far as I'm concerned, you can switch. I don't care.
Well, I
If you
don't
got
care.
a film,
Well, you know what I just saw that I loved, which I didn't think I was going to even like, but I'd like it to see what you guys thought, was the Fablemans. You know, the one that's nominated right now.
yeah, they'll-
About Steven Spielberg's.
yeah. You still have to go.
Where's
I know
No,
Patty and
it's
I watched it.
on
It was
it's
20
on
bucks.
Amazon or Netflix. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, it's on Amazon, I think. But it's
Okay.
20 bucks. It was 20 bucks when we bought it.
No, I got it for free.
You're kidding me.
No, but I'm an Amazon Prime member.
So if it's free, I'll watch it. If it's
Yeah, if it's 20 bucks, no, I don't expect you to watch it. The other one that I was, the other one that I liked, but it was like $5 was Mulholland Drive. But I don't know if you guys already did that or not. You know, Bill,
they haven't.
you sent me that whole list and somehow I have misplaced it. I thought I put it in the LUFC file, but it's not there. So I don't know where the hell it
Is
is.
that the?
I can
We have
resend it.
not picked Mulholland Drive before.
We have done, okay.
No, we have
Well,
not.
I don't,
Oh,
I
we
don't,
have not.
Not
Oh,
since
Pick
I
it,
because
Donna. Pick it. Pick it. Pick it.
pick it.
Terry
Pick
would
it,
like
pick
to.
it.
I
Okay,
thought about
well,
it several times.
well,
and
if
then I
you
always
guys
talked
don't
myself
mind,
out of it.
Mulholland Drive is going to cost you $5. And if you
Okay.
guys don't mind,
That's
I
fine.
love Mulholland Drive.
I don't
however-
think it's gonna cost that much.
Is
I
this
think so.
a more recent Mulholland Drive or like the 40s or something?
Oh, no. Oh, Jeff, I'm not that old. Yes.
David
Mulholland
Lynch.
Drive's probably 2000, maybe 2001.
2001.
Because there was one way
2001,
back in the
2001 Prime.
And it's
50s or
David
40s.
Lynch. It's David
Oh,
Lynch
okay.
is the director, and that's why it's so cool because it's David Lynch, and it's so weird and it's so good. I think.
But yeah,
But
Jeff,
again, I
it's a
haven't
redo.
seen it in 20 years, so maybe it's not that good. I don't know. But
Can
that
you
one
look
I
at-
would
can
like.
somebody
It's
look it up
only
It's
if
really
we
but
see
I
what
think,
it is, if it is available
Really
to
good.
stream?
It's available on
it
Amazon
was,
for
but I
$3.99.
Oh,
I
it's a
paid
rent? Okay.
$4.99, I think. And if you guys don't mind spending that, if not, what else could I do? The
That's all right.
Fablemans was,
We all had to rent Basquiat.
pardon me?
We all had to rent Basquiat. Or no, I guess that one came out free, didn't it?
Yeah, it
That was
did.
on
Found it.
YouTube.
Was free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
It
too.
was a
sorry.
bad copy, but it was free.
Donna, it's no problem. What's your password?
Hey, You can just Venmo us $4.99 each.
Yeah, I know. Such a deal. Anyway,
So the Fableman is down from Patty and I bought it like a week and a half ago for $20. But
really?
it is down to $6 now.
Well, I got it for nothing. I did not pay anything for Fablemans. Now, how is that possible?
Your
I've
husband
got
paid for it?
Netflix. I've got Netflix, Prime, Hulu. I've got them. All the kind of basics ones, but I didn't pay anything. So
Huh.
that's why I thought Fablemans might be good if you guys.
Which one do you want? It's your pick.
My pick. Well, huh.
I got a coin.
Yeah, a coin. Do a coin because I like them both.
No,
Well,
you
I
pick-
haven't
you
seen
picked on it.
Mulholland
You
Drive
picked.
in 20 years, and I just saw Fableman. So my idea is to go to Fableman's,
All right.
but I don't want you guys to spend $20. But if it's only, it shouldn't be anything for you guys.
Yeah, I
Flip
showed
a
it as
coin.
$5.99 on Prime. That's all right.
Five 99. I hate to have you guys spend that.
I've
But
already seen it.
anyway,
so
I liked it.
Never mind.
We do
And
it
it
all the
was
time.
better than I thought. So let's do Fableman's.
Okay.
Got it.
Is
Done.
that okay with you guys?
Yep.
Okay. It's better than I
What
thought.
is it again?
Pardon me?
What's the movie?
Fableman.
What's the
Fableman.
movie?
20 bucks.
How much?
It's 20 bucks.
Okay.
Jesus.
Fable Men. I thought it was
Oh,
Mulholland
God.
Drive.
It should
No.
be free. Why am I getting it free and you guys aren't? I don't get it.
I said password. Terry, it's $6.
I know. Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys.
$7.
Okay. So if you, okay, let's go.
$12.
Pardon me. I don't know. Fableman's because I've seen it. Mulholland Drive I
Fableman's.
loved, but I haven't seen it in 20 years. So
It's a
Well, that's
Steven
why we
Spielberg
need to watch it.
autobiography.
yeah, it is. And again, I thought I kind of knew it and I thought it wouldn't be that good, but it's actually better than I thought.
Okay, I got one to throw out. Has anybody seen Pepsi? Where's my jet?
No.
No, but I've read about that. That sounds bizarre as hell.
It's a 4-part series on Netflix, but it's only like 30 minutes a pop.
Oh,
Right.
fun.
It's something.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It was some sort of PR stunt where they offered a jet,
A Harrier.
marine
Oh,
jet to
yeah.
land like a helicopter. And
Pepsi did.
Right. And so
You've
seen it, Bill?
They didn't actually come up with it or something like that.
They
So
offered the
somebody sued
Harrier
them.
to whom?
To anybody who collected enough Pepsi points.
Oh, actually, I did see that. Yes, it
7
was
million Pepsi
phenomenal.
points. But it
And there was
turns
the
out
guy
you can buy
that-
Pepsi points for a dime. And so for $700,000, this guy wanted a
Yes.
Harrier jet.
Yes, I saw that. It was phenomenal. Oh, it's worth. Oh, yeah, that was really
It's
good.
fun.
Yeah.
But then they realized they screwed up, right? It was
Yeah.
too
Yes.
much or something.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
marketing. Oh,
Lawyers got
yeah.
involved and
And they
everything.
had to do it. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, $700,000. That's still cheaper than awful lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what was so
they
funny.
said the Harrier was 32 million.
Exactly. That's my point.
It's a hell of a deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It was a hell of a deal. And they did it as a joke, and then someone figured out. Oh,
But
I
it
could
was a
do
lot
this.
of fun. So it's something that you don't have
Yeah,
to invest a lot into it on Netflix.
Right.
I've got
know
a couple
another
I'd like
one-
to throw out.
yes.
First of all, I watched Goodbye Oppie. That was fun. That was fantastic. That was really outstanding. Almost moved me to tears. Almost kind of like the octopus movie,
Oh,
where the
I
guy,
love that
it was
one.
Octopus
yeah.
same
Teacher.
kind of feeling, except a robot or robots, but awesome. I'd like to suggest two things. One, this is on Netflix as well for the golfers in this group called Full Swing.
Oh, I
And,
saw
I
it.
saw
My
that.
wife and I binged through it this weekend. Really, really good. deep insight into several people on the tour. And when they started doing this project, it happened kind of as the whole live tour thing came into being. So that's kind of addressed toward the end. You can watch all of these individually. They're not necessarily connected. It's 8 episodes, but we really enjoyed it. But what I really want to suggest to you, it's a documentary. It's a little over an hour on YouTube, but good quality. And it's called Swim with Mike. And I'm recommending it because I know Mike. He was a world class USC swimmer, and had a horrible motocross accident in the desert, and what happened as a result of that, and a foundation that was started to initially take care of him, and then how it's grown. It's very, very good. I think it's like an hour and 10 minutes. Mike, I think you've met Mike
Yes.
Nyholt as well,
Yes.
because when he come into town, we used to meet at the Quaff. But a super guy, and a little over an hour of your time on YouTube. Swim with Mike.
Okay.
Yeah,
One
Quaff
of
was
the-
a noted downtown rehab center.
Yeah.
One of the ones I wanted to recommend that I meant to, it's called, I believe it's called Latin American History for Morons. And it's John Leguizamo. And it's actually a show that he does live on Broadway, where, you know, his son is being bullied, and John Leguizamo starts trying to figure out a way to tell his sons about their history as Latin Americans. And he realized that he doesn't know that much and starts going into it. And it's just really interesting, all the things that you learn about Latin American history that we don't learn. And of course, I'm in Florida where you don't learn anything, but as we know, you know, it's just kind of interesting. Plus, it's John Leguizamo, so it's kind of funny and it's kind of raunchy, and but it's a show. You know, it's like a show on a stage in front of an audience that's being filmed. But I think it's kind of interesting because I think you'll learn a lot about Latin American history that you might not know. So that was a good one.
I've got 2, and both of them are in honor of people that have either passed or are about to pass. Jimmy Carter decided
yeah,
stay home and have hospice care. And so that made me think of rock and roll president, Jimmy Carter. I think that's on it's either Netflix or HBO. It's a great, hour and a half about all of his connections with music. Bob Dylan. The
Allman Brothers.
The Allman Brothers.
Yeah, he was amazing. Yeah.
But at the same time, they tell you how those guys all helped him get elected, but it also kind of gives you a whole overview of his career too.
Yeah.
I really
Amazing.
Yeah, I've seen it, Sanders. It's good.
And then the other one I'd like to, we lost Raquel Welch last week.
Yes.
Born to a Bolivian father and an American mother. She was probably best known as her pinup from 1 million years BC.
Right.
However, one of the movies I first saw her in was Fantastic Voyage, which is a
Yes.
science fiction film.
Yes.
And she really gets to show her acting chops.
Yes.
And wears a skin tight wetsuit. So, guys, I think you'd love it. It's a great,
But you know what?
Voyage, is that what you said?
Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah, Fantastic
1966.
Voyage. And the
That's
best
the
thing
in the
about
body one, right?
yes,
Right,
yes,
they
where they
shrink the submarine
miniaturize
down
a little
to
ship.
microscopic size with a crew to
Yeah.
save a guy's life.
Yes.
And she's one of the crew members. Jeff Arthur, I will send you the details on these because I know it gets hectic when you've got everybody
I know you're
in the last 5 minutes hitting you with all this, but I'll
All right.
shortly after this, I'll send you stuff in a trailer and everything.
She was also, Raquel Welch was also in a god awful bad movie called Myra Breckenridge. It was
oh yes, yes.
Like who wrote it? Gore Vidal or somebody like
Right,
that?
it was. It was
That's
Gore
right.
Vidal.
Wasn't that movie Farrah Fawcett's first movie?
No,
No.
I don't believe so. No, that was Raquel.
Wow.
I'm not particularly recommending this movie, but I saw Women Talking last week. It's
Oh.
still at the theater, and it's one of the, is it 10 or 9 movies for the Academy Award Best Picture?
I know it's
it's up.
nominated. Yeah.
I think it's 10.
I think it's 10 too. And so anyway, I was down to Women Talking and Avatar. So Patty and I went and saw Women Talking, and I don't know, it could win. It's a different, it's not an action movie. It's do you guys know anything about it? It's about a group of women that live in a cult in Canada, I think, and
But the story is actually from Bolivia.
well, that's what I
Oh.
thought I read. I thought I read it was a South American story, but in the movie, it's the setting in Canada. Is that why?
It's Mennonites in Bolivia is where
Yeah.
the book came from.
Yeah. And so these women are meeting because the men are abusing them,
Mhm.
and they're making a decision about what to do with their future. And I mean, it's got a lot of really great actresses in it, and I would not be surprised if it doesn't win the Academy Award. I mean, I thought it was one of the better movies in there, but
I noticed
who knows
you
what they're
haven't seen
thinking.
Avatar yet.
Yes, I haven't seen Avatar yet. So I can't say for
Neither have I.
sure. I mean, it's not an official pick, but
I don't know if I could go do that again.
Yeah.
you have already seen Avatar?
No,
Well, the first one.
Oh, the
I saw
first
the first
one.
one with my grandson, and it was okay.
Yeah.
I just don't think I can do it.
I think they
You know
should
what
have kept the.
when I saw Avatar, the first one, I said it's Dancing with Wolves, but over there. I mean, it was the same story. It
Did you know
was
it's actually the same story of an animated feature called Fern Gully?
oh,
Oh,
really?
He
Fern
told me
Gully?
that after I saw it, and so I checked that out, and it's absolutely
It's
the
the
same.
same. Yeah. Yeah.
But Cameron is
Well.
somehow a genius because he can make $4 billion per picture and he's
Yeah.
done 2 of them.
Yeah.
Jeff, I did look up. Farrah Fawcett was in My Breckenridge. It looked like maybe her second or third
Oh,
movie.
really?
Yeah,
She
if you don't
was.
count the TV stuff she was in, as far as an actual movie, like her second or third one. So
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, good, Jeff.
1970.
Good
Good
memory.
thinking. God, I don't remember her in
Well, he's got
Breckenridge
the
at all.
Wayback Machine right there. He's looking at that.
Yeah, that's right. The Peabody. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
there
looking
was
it up on
also-
IMDb, people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she also starred in a movie called the Kansas City KC Bombers. It was a roller
Oh,
derby movie.
yes.
Roller
Yeah.
derby,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yep. Everyone remembers that. She was a.
I don't
well,
know if you guys recall, but Bob Walsh's daughter Megan was a roller derby participant in St. Louis for several
Yeah.
years.
Really?
She played.
No,
on the
I don't
team
think
in
I knew
St.
that.
Louis. Yeah.
Wow.
Did we have a team here? Was there a Kansas City roller derby team? I think there was actually.
I think there
There
was.
probably
maybe-
was at
maybe-
one point. Everyone
maybe
had
for-
one, didn't they?
Yeah, maybe for like a season or two, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Municipal.
Davenport, Iowa had one. I mean, everybody had one.
It was kind of like all-star wrestling on wheels.
Exactly.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Exactly what it was.
The Quad City Queens.
There you go. And then remember the James Caan movie, Rollerball?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
That
Sure.
was kind of a
Same thing. Yeah.
popular movie in its time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anybody
All
got
right,
any other
folks.
ones or?
Well, I would like to throw out one more because it's an Academy Award nominated one, and it's called Fire of Love. Has anybody heard of this one?
What's it called?
It's called Fire of Love.
Fire of Love. No.
Is that illegal?
No, it's 2 volcano scientists who fall in love exploring volcanoes, and that's also how they die. They get enormously close to all of these very active volcanoes around the world, and one of them finally does them in. But it's kind of a love
Whoa.
story, and it's on
Sort
Hulu.
of, yeah.
And it's on Hulu, and it's also on Disney Plus, which is owned by.
Is it? Did you say it's up for an Academy Award?
Yes, it's one of the documentary feature nominees.
Wow.
Okay,
And I
good.
think it might win just because it's so. It's I don't know. You have to see it to believe it. But the couple that I've seen so far, what was the one? Everything That Breathes is okay. I haven't seen Argentina yet, which is on Prime, about the Argentine Revolution. But Fire of Love got me. I wanted to sit all the way through it.
Pete and I have a friend, Nancy Warmington, who is a volcano junkie. She goes to Hawaii, and I think she's just recently back from either New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mike. Yeah.
And once a year, she tries to go to some place in the world where they've got active volcanoes.
Well, I
Wow.
bet you
Wow.
she's seen this and she knows who these people are. Maurice.
What do you
and
do with that?
Katia Kraft.
So
Met
is she?
doing this, and they got married and then decided they weren't going to have kids. And they started bouncing all over the world, going to these volcanoes and getting so close. You would not believe how close they got to some of these.
Wow.
This is a doc.
Yes, it's
Been
nominated
too
as
close.
documentary feature. I have to tell you one story. Maurice was always doing more of this than she was. He did the moving pictures and she did still pictures. And they found this sulfuric lake. Can't remember where it was, but he wanted to get in a rubber raft and then ride through pure sulfuric acid with a rubber raft with another guy. She told him not to do it, but he did it anyway. And they got a little ways out into the thing, and they were going to drop a canister to do a test of a sample down below. And the metal reel that this was on melted from the sulfuric acid. So they lost their sample collector, and they decided, well, we better head back. And the wind had picked up and blown in the opposite direction, and it took a couple of hours to get back to the shore, but they did. And
Wow.
somehow the raft that they paid $1 for at a flea market was still intact.
So rubber is immune to,
Sulfuric acid?
I
Who
guess,
knew?
I don't know.
good to
I'm
know.
I'm,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm, I'm putting that right up with scaling Everest about things that I'll try to get to later.
Write me when you get home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
See if I can be one of the three of the four rather than the one of the four. All right, guys, I gotta go.
folks.
Hey, Mike Mahoney.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
wanted to. I'll see you guys. I wanted to know, let you know. Jim Fitzpatrick. He passed away.
Really?
You know Jim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was down in Florida last week and
Man,
got golfing with some friends, and he passed away on the golf course.
Wow.
what a way to go.
Yeah.
There could be-
Yeah,
there could be
yeah, he
worse
went
ways
away.
to go.
They said he loved golfing. So
Wow.
anyway, I thought you knew him.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
That's why Ben Crosby died on a golf course in Spain. Same thing.
Wow.
All right, guys.
Mahoney,
Well,
I'll
have a great
see
week.
you Saturday at Gaelic Mass, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Fableman's
Take care.
next week.
I'll send you an
All right, guys.
email, Jeff.
Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Here.
Bye.